I'm going to explain the difference between a rebellion, a civil war, and a revolutionary war because a lot of people don't really understand what is going on. He is going to disrupt the economy to bring in this world order. He is going to have farmland taken out of production to cause food shortages so we all fall in line and take that bed card.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and looking like he just slid out of an argument with an assistant manager at a local fast food drive-thru, a so-called sovereign citizen threatened rebellion because he thinks that there's too much sauce on hamburger buns.
There's a rebellion in this country every time you go down to the fast food place and you got somebody who's pissed off about getting paid and overworked. So here's your bun. Your hamburger's over here somewhere out in Alaska, and then you put a bun on top and enough sauce so you can't eat it while you're driving because you're too busy working. You have to eat while you're driving. Okay? So there's a rebellion. We don't need that.
A disgruntled free citizen decided to pull his phone out to record a delusional rant in response to a list of grievances that he has against Joe Biden. But his logic was a bit hard to follow. His video started out with the flair of an infomercial, but his rant slid into the sewer just as soon as it started.
In most cases, sovereign citizens tend to be more of a nuisance than a deadly threat. They claim that U.S. law does not apply to them and refuse to pay traffic tickets and taxes. However, a 2014 survey of law enforcement officers found that sovereign citizens were the #1 threat in the U.S., more so than even Islamic extremists or neo-Nazis.
The FBI defines sovereign citizens as anti-government extremists who believe that even though they live in this country, they are separate or sovereign from the government. The sovereign citizen movement is best described as a mix of QAnon, science fiction, and conspiracy theories. They are an anti-mask, anti-vaccine jackaloons that always stoke fear about the secret boogeyman and the conspiracy to cover it up. Their main adversary is a group of lizard people villains that allegedly control world leaders through some sinister means to control humanity and usher in the apocalypse. There are numerous sovereign groups that are out there spreading their free citizen agenda for different reasons. The bottom line of these folks is that they believe that the rules of the town, city, state, or country that they live in don't apply to them. These groups got a big spike in membership during the COVID pandemic and caused a lot of problems based on their ignorance and arrogance.
And people always make the mistake of calling it a civil war. Yeah, there's a civil war, but the citizens didn't start it. This ain't the North against the South. People are fighting each other for every little fringe group and all their own rights and ignoring while Rome burns. We all need to get the together and get groups and say, this is what we want. You don't do it, you're out.
Civil war, rebellion, and revolution was what this particular talking hemorrhoid had on his mind, but his argument and presentation was absolutely pathetic. If you want to present yourself as credible, maybe you shouldn't look like you are hiding in the bushes behind the McDonald's drive-thru looking for loose change to buy some French fried taters. The sovereign citizen movement that this jackaloon is talking about is plagued with egotistical leaders. There is a lot of infighting that gets in the way of any hopes of success that they have for their agendas. They have no clear direction and leave morons like this gross grandpa wishing that sovereign citizens would just follow the rules and work together. This guy is an absolute moron, and that's an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.